Alright, welcome back to the channel, and today I have the next deck in this anime deck profile series. This one corresponds to Atticus from Yu-Gi-Oh! GX, and this is the other deck I was talking about, of matching it with the Kaibaman deck. Now, I actually tried these decks online in Dueling Book with my cousin, and I have to say that I think this deck is a little too overpowered because we played four games, and Atticus won 3 games and Kaibaman only won 1. So I would have toned them down, but nah, man. I love the way this deck came out. It looks so, yeah, for me it looks like so awesome, so cool, and it plays more like a goat format deck with some of the magic and trap cards that it has. But you'll see what I mean. And as you can see, the first card in the deck being the Red Ice Darkness Metal Dragon. Now, in the show, I think its ace is actually Red Ice Darkness Dragon. But let's be honest, this guy is just too powerful and too cool to not be like Atticus ace. When I say Atticus, I mean the Atticus when he's using red eyes and I guess possessed by Night Shroud. So for this deck, I put 2 copies of Red Ice Darkness Metal Dragon. Now, I think he only runs 1 copy, but I wanted to like kind of spam it to show up more. As you can see, oh, sorry, didn't put the sleeves, so you guys can see the sleeves. Bam, there we go. Alright, so for this deck, 2 copies of Red Ice Darkness Metal Dragon. Alright, this card is, especially for this format, it's just, for this anime format, it's just busted. You just special summon it by banishing 1 dragon monster you have, and you can special summon another dragon. It's insane. And the next card, really famous card from the first structure decks that we ever got, Red Ice Darkness Dragon. It does work well with this deck. I even added monster reincarnation just in case it falls in the graveyard, you can bring it back. The good thing, I mean, it's kind of weird, right? You sacrifice a Red Ice, but at least you're getting a pretty big buff. And I've made the majority of monsters from this deck dragons, so that should help with going over Blue Eyes. It's harder to get to Blue Eyes Ultimate and 5-headed dragon, but it should be able to. If you have a lot of monsters in the graveyard, then it's gonna have a ton of attack. And now Atticus in the show, he only runs 2 Red Eyes Black Dragon, but Kaiba has 3 Blue Eyes, so I'm going with 3 alternate art Red Eyes Black Dragon. Now, from the old alternate art, this is my favorite. I think it's still my favorite. I have to see which one is my favorite Red Ice new art, but this one was my favorite. I loved it. So 3 copies of the Red Ice Black Dragon. Right, and that's it for our tribute monsters. So only 6 tribute monsters. Though I don't know if by power scale, I think these are more powerful. I don't know. I'm not sure, but yeah. I'm sorry. I'm just traumatized from the game that I had with my cousin last night with these online. It was pretty overwhelming, but it was still fun nonetheless. Alright, so now, as you guys remember, I said that these decks, since these guys didn't play as many cards, I started filling them with cards that they played on video games, such as, and the more prominent one, I think all of them are actually from Spirit Caller. Now, I beat Atticus so fast in Spirit Caller, I think he only summoned 1 Red Eyes or Red Ice Darkness Metal, and I took it down in 1 hit, and then he got stuck. So I've been super fast. So I don't remember some of these cards when I played the game. And yes, I recently passed Spirit Caller. But this is one of the cards that I read in the Yu-Gi-Oh! Wiki that he played in the anime, or sorry, in one of the games. So 1 copy of Axe Dragonite. Dragonute. I said. 1 copy of Luster Dragon. 1 copy of Spear Dragon. Now, I know he played this in the anime. 1 Red Ice Wyvern with so many red eyes, at least having 1 copy. As you guys know, I don't like having 3/3/3 of cards. I'm actually even working with a manga. I made a combination with the Shaz deck with being the manga and the anime, and I'm kind of struggling with the monsters because they're still being printed. So I'm waiting for those cards so I can have more one-off cards than just 3 Masked Dragons, 3 level 3, armed dragons, whatever. So I only put 1, and he only runs 1 in the anime, so I only put 1 Red Ice Wyvern. So it's kind of it's a good beater and has a good effect for bringing Red Ice back into the field. Alright, one copy of Blizzard Dragon. He actually played it in Spirit Caller. This card is actually really annoying because, you know, for example, the deck that is designed for against Kaibaman. Kaibaman summons a Blue Eyes, you know, really strong. You summon this and you can stop him from attacking for a while. It's a good solid card. Now the next one, Hunter Dragon. Yes, this one's just here. I mean, it looks nice. It looks okay. I like it. It's 1700, not too bad for anime format. But I know like there were other cards that I probably would have put here, but he actually did play this in the anime, so here we go. A copy of Hunter Dragon. The next one, I love this card so much. Mirage Dragon. It's a tiny Ginso on legs. Yeah, you in the battle phase, your opponent can activate trap cards. It's so handy. You know, like any Mirror Force or any cylinders, you know, can use it. All right, next up, Exploder Dragon. Again, he did not play this. No, I'm not sure. Anyways, he didn't play this, but he does have it in Spirit Caller, so one copy of Exploder Dragon. One copy of Sangan is really good to get the card we haven't seen yet, the Red Eyes Black Chick, to get in the hand so we can summon Red Eyes faster. Here we go, the not one, not two, but three Red Eyes Black Chick to compete with Kaibaman, you know? So 3 of these cards. You know, I've always wanted to make a deck like this, honestly. Alright, one copy of Morphing Yard. Yes, again, he does play it in Spirit Caller. Spirit Caller like really buffed up some of these decks. And one Spirit Reaper, because once again he does play one in Spirit Caller, and Kaiba has both Spirit Reaper and Marshmallow. So I was like, nah man, you need a little defense, you know, like a wall like that, an annoying wall. So I went with this card. Alright, that's it for the monster cards. Now for the magic cards, of course, Game Boy or DS cards. He does play Grateful Charity in the video games. One Pot of Greed, right? It's like these two in video games are like a must, you have to have them. He does play a copy of Gold Sarcophagus, which is going to be good for getting one particular card. Yes, or multiple, right? If you need a Red Eyes, you need it in 2 turns, you can get it. You know, just like with Kaibaman, it's going to be useful for our Future Fusion. We also have one copy of Dark Hole, Lightning Vortex, and Heavy Storm. Now, this is the part where I said, okay, I think this deck is going a little too out of hand, because having both Dark Hole and Lightning Vortex, well, the Kaibaman has a Dark Hole and Burst Stream of Destruction. Well, with Burst Stream, you need the Blue Eyes on the field, but Lightning Vortex, you just discard a card and destroy all. I think it was only the face-up monsters, right? Let's see. All face-up on your monsters on your opponent's side of the field. Yeah. So I think that's, you know, but this decks are just for fun. But if your guys are looking for balance, then I think maybe remove at least the Lightning Vortex and put something else. Alright, there are, you know, you can go to the Yu-Gi-Oh! Wiki and they show you all the cards they played in the Spirit Caller, so you can choose that. You know, another thing I had for this deck before was that Atticus does play like a beast deck. So back then I had some beasts in the deck, but I was like, no, I like Red Eyes, go full Red Eyes, let's do it, full Dragon. Alright, one copy of Monster Reborn. Again, I'm surprised that Kaibaman does not play Monster Reborn in Spirit Caller. I'm really surprised. This is a really good card. And he also plays Premature Burial. So a lot of special summoning power here, you know. And now for the card that some of the cards like just, you know, just breaks the game. Atticus has more dragons than Kaibaman, so this is going to be a lot easier to summon for 5-headed dragon. You know, and this is the card I was saying, man, you put Gold Sarcophagus, you bring Future Fusion, you take out 5 dragons from your deck, and then in 2 turns you have 5-headed dragon, or you have other like Red Eyes Wyvern, right? It's good to have in the graveyard to special summon a Red Eyes, you know, just shenanigans like that. And then if that's not enough shenanigans, just like the Kaiba deck, of course, also, this one also runs Dragon's Mirror, so you can use Future Fusion, and in 2 turns you have a 5-headed dragon, and then bam, you activate Dragon's Mirror, and you banish those dragons, and immediately you have another 5-headed dragon on the field. So that's 2 5-headed dragons in 2 turns. That's pretty. I mean, I like playing like that, you know, like the power. Alright, next up, he also played Creature Swap, really good card. You know, and this also helps getting around Marshmallow and Spirit Reaper. Okay, now this card is one, maybe not the bane of my existence, but it's gonna be super annoying. Now I got it like this because I couldn't find the secret rare version anymore on TCG, so I'm like, okay, I had an extra copy of Ultra Rare, so I just wanted the Ultra Rare version of it. Still looks good, but I'd rather have everything like maxed out. However, Yu-Gi-Oh, you know how Yu-Gi-Oh is, it's too much sometimes, so sometimes I have to compromise. So, Swords are Revealing Light. He does play it on, I think all the cards are some Spirit Caller. If I'm wrong, I apologize. Alright, he does play this one, Infernal Fire Blast. Again, another card I never had, and I always wanted to try it out and use it, and now I have a Red Ice deck to try Infernal Fire Blast. Alright, one copy of Monster Reincarnation, just in case, right, you need to bring a Red Ice, one of the Red Ice cards. But particularly I put it here because of Red Ice Darkness Dragon, right? It can only be special summon. So if you have it on the graveyard, that's it, you lost it. Something now. I gotta have a way to recover it. And yes, he does play this on Spirit Caller. Alright, now for the trap cards, we have a Mirror Force, right? Basically staple cards. Torrential Tribute, Ring of Destruction, Negate Attack. Atticus does play Negate Attack, that's why it's here. Call of the Haunted, I don't remember if he plays, I think he does. I think he had this before, yeah. And he does play Call of the Haunted. And lastly, another card that Atticus does play is Red Eye Spirit, which with so many Red Eyes in the deck, you know it's a good card to have. Now, for when just playing anime, you know what they play on the anime, or in this case, I've mixed anime and video games, then he only would run, let me put this over here, 2 copies of kind of like that. 2 copies of 5-headed dragon, right? This is why we have a Future Fusion and Dragon's Mirror. And with so many dragons, it's going to be super easy to bring out. Now, for the extra, the other cards in that, you know, the Fusion deck, in case you want to play with more modern cards, or, you know, the people usually like used to it, it's like, oh man, I've only had an XC card I can bring out, stuff like that. And I also had so many, like, we had so much space, right? Only 2 cards in the extra deck. Nah, man. So I went and filled it up with, once again, thank you, Twig 2, I think is his name on YouTube. He really helped out. I searched his Red Eyes deck profile, and I kind of took the monsters he used for his extra deck. Alright, and now here goes. And to summon these guys, and of course we have more cards in the side deck. So we have Meteor Black Comet Dragon, Arstream Black Skull Dragon, Red Eyes Slash Dragon, Red Eyes Flare Metal Dragon, Dark Arm the Dragon of Annihilation, Harmonizer Gradiel, I'm not gonna read that, Mecha Phantom Beast Dracosac, number 11 Big Eye, Darkness Metal the Dragon of Darksteel. I mean, it's Red Eyes, right? So I had to go here. Nightmare Unicorn, the Dark Charmer Gloomy, IP Masquerina, Erratic Seal of Heavenly Spheres. Now, if you ask me what these cards do, I have no freaking idea, because I'm not going to be reading a textbook just to play a Yu-Gi-Oh game. But whenever I'm in the duel and I'm desperate, that's when I actually start reading. But yeah, but that's in case if the duelists agree to have those modern cards to kind of like do more shenanigans and stuff like that. But normally it's just with 2. The fusion deck would have only been 2 5-headed dragons. Now, to be able to bring out the Red Eyes Fusions, and here we go, the side deck. So we have one final copy of Red Eyes Darkness Metal Dragon. I just love this card that much, you know, having 3 of them in the deck. Again, it's overpowered. Like I saw, I'm like, man, is the Kaibaman deck going to be able to compete with the Red Eyes Darkness Metal? But whatever. I was like, you know, I also put modern cards for the Blue Eyes one, so maybe that will balance out a bit. I haven't tried it with the you know, I want to keep playing with the 4D card deck just to keep testing it. But anyways, one final copy of Red Eyes Darkness Metal Dragon, a card I had in my binder that I never got to use, so now I'm using it. Red Eyes Alternative Black Dragon. Again, I like competing with the Blue Eyes Alternative White Dragon, so here we have a copy of this one. One copy of Summon Skull, because it's just the easiest way to bring out this doohickey, the Arstream Black Skull Dragon. Yeah, just having a normal skull, Summon Skull with a Red Eyes Fusion, you know, so that's why I went with this card. And no, I did not put a Dark Magician, so we can put what's the name of that card? Red Ice Darkness Dragoon. Number one is super powerful, and I don't, I want to keep it as consistent as possible. So I do feel Summon Skull is more. Right, there's even a Red Ice Summon Skull card, right, which is the other alternative to Summon Skull, but I went with the normal one. Next up, amazing card, Red Ice Black Meteor Dragon. I'm assuming still used today. It's just so easy to summon. It helps like with the leveling and just bringing out those Red Ice Fusion cards, right? So one Red Ice Black Meteor Dragon. One copy of Gearfried, the Red Ice Iron Knight. Okay, so for Meteor Dragon, apologies, Meteor Black Comet Dragon, right? It says one level 6 Dragon Monster, one level 7 Red Ice. This is your level 6 one right here. And for this one, Archfiend of Black Skull, you need a level 6 Archfiend normal monster, and Summon Skull is considered that. And now for the Gearfried, I just like the Red Ice Gearfried, but I use the Warrior monster, right, for Red Ice Slashing Dragon. So you actually need those type of cards to be able to summon them. Then we have a Red Ice Baby Dragon. I remember the Orca channel that I used to watch a lot. Thank you so much again for helping me with my anime journey making these cards. I think he ran one or two copies on the main deck, but I decided to put it on the side deck because it's more like a modern card for me. I know it's an old card, but for me it's kind of a modern card. Black Metal Dragon. I see that this card is being used a lot. People running 3 copies of it. I looked at it, was kind of weak, but I do understand the ability to equip it. 600 attack points, it matches Red Eyes, or even if you're using Red Eyes Darkness Battle Dragon, that would be a lot of attack, and you can add 1 Red Eyes from your deck to your hand. It's a really good card. So 1 copy of that, and then because Kaiba has the White Stone of Ancients, and this one gets to have the Black Stone of Legend. It's a Red Ice card, right? Man, I love this card. Even if people maybe not using it that much these days, or at least our Duel Links or stuff like that, I still love this card. Then here we go for the magic cards. 1 Red Eyes Insight to get any card that says Red Eyes into your hand. And now here we go. Not one. Well, this is Red Eyes Fusion, of course. This is a card you need to bring out to fuse those Red Eyes. Those Red Eyes Fusions. So I'm not running polymerization, as you can see. And this is where I put another Red Ice Fusion. If I had one, sadly, the copy I ordered, I think it got lost, so I'm gonna have to reorder one. But yeah, it's 2 copies of Red Ice Fusion. Then 1 copy of cards of the Red Stone. Now, because I only have 3, right, level 7, right? These are not even, these are not. There's only 1 more level 7 here. It's the Alternative Dragon. I only have 4 level 7 Red Ice monsters, so I don't know how well this card would play. I think it's okay. I think the 4-1 odds are okay. So yeah, but maybe this will be a nerf. I don't know. I have no idea. But it is a Red Ice card, and I wanted it on deck. More draw power, and then lastly the 3. The 3 trap cards will be 1 copy of Red Ice Fang with Chain. 1 copy of Return of the Red Eyes. And then lastly, 1 final copy of Red Ice Spirit. Okay, so yeah, I have 2 Red Ice Spirit, I have 2 of the fusions, but those are the only ones that are kind of repeated. Yeah, and that is it for my Red Ice deck. So, well, Red Ice, and it's what's it called? Atticus deck, right? So like I said, this deck is partially, I'm doing this because I want to just hurry up and have all the cards aligned, and you're getting a last look to other deck. So yeah, I think this one's too overpowered against Kaibaman, but I don't want to change it. I love this deck so much, I want to keep it this way, but this is it for the Atticus deck. I know it's very different. Like the Kaibaman and the Atticus deck that you guys are seeing here are very different from the ones you see online, because these are the only decks that I've actually, well, not the only ones, well, all these the only ones that I have, that I've incorporated the video games, because they just didn't have enough cards, and I was like, well, what am I going to use to fill it? Because I don't just want to make another Kaiba deck, right? I want to use something, I want it to be Kaiba-ish, but a little bit different, with them. With this one, it's like, okay, Atticus also uses the those other monsters, but the beast monsters, but I don't want it to be beast, I want it to be Red Eye. So I kind of compromised with that. So I did anime and video game. Yeah, the next ones after everything becomes better. I might be doing. I'll be showing that yes, I do have a Shaz deck in production, but I need to wait for a couple of cards. If not, I'm just gonna fill in with a card that's currently available, and then whenever the new one comes out, I'll make another one. Because last thing I'll say is that I've talked to my cousin and we've been considering making a Yu-Gi-Oh YouTube channel together. I'm doing my stuff with actual cards that Konami sells. He's doing his own thing where he's actually printing cards that we know from but with the effects of the anime, and the anime effects are broken, and we've been having a blast with those. But I told him, listen, I want to show the world what you're doing, because so I said, can we do it together? Like I can represent what the changes I've done with my decks and my anime decks and briefcase. I actually have a briefcase for these decks. So I guess I wanted to feel like Kaiba. But I also want to show the world what my cousin is doing. It is insane. It's like, to Konami, you gotta hire this guy. Like, this guy is fixing the game for you. He's doing some crazy shenanigans. But anyways, that's it for but that's in the future. In any case, if I do make another YouTube a specific Yu-Gi-Oh channel, like I'll let it be known on my channel. Ironically, this channel is supposed to be focused on Christian content. The things that you see about Super Smash, video games, and card games, is just I like sharing the stuff I do in my spare time. But I do see that Yu-Gi-Oh is an addiction, and a lot of people are focused on that, and they actually want that type of content. So I was like, okay, I could do my Christian channel separately. That way, all the content there is the Christian stuff. But for anyone who's interested in the Yu-Gi-Oh stuff, I can make. I want to make another YouTube channel in combination with what my cousin is doing, because it is phenomenal. It's amazing. And then I'll be sharing the duels, because I know someone asked, like, hey, have you tested these in actual duels? And yes, I have, but the recordings are it's tough, right? Like having a real life recording. So what we're doing now is we're using Dueling Book, and another one we used before was the Yu-Gi-Oh! Omega. And yeah, and after this video, yes, I have a Atticus versus Kaibaman deck tryout. I'm sad to see that Kaibaman lost so terribly, but the duels were still pretty fun. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I hope you enjoyed whatever's coming to this channel or the future channels coming up. And yeah, that's about it for today. So I'll see you guys in the next one.